With such a thin margin, what about your own role?
Yeah, well, I have decided, Andrea, I'm not going to seek re-election. And
you too?
Yeah, I am joining Kay and probably some others in the near future, but I've decided that it is time for me to do some other things.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and Ken Buck announced that he's not seeking re-election because he's sick of the Republican Party. It turns out that the Republican Party is sick of Ken Buck. Colorado District 4 Representative Ken Buck announced that he would not seek a sixth term on Tuesday. Ken Buck, if you remember, was one of the traitorous 8 that voted to oust Kevin McCarthy without having a replacement speaker. The group of 8 turned on McCarthy after Matt Gaetz called for a vote of no confidence. Buck voted to oust McCarthy and then refused to back the next GOP flunky in Jim Jordan. GOP representatives that didn't support Jim Jordan reportedly received threatening emails and phone calls. After Ken Buck came out in opposition to Jim Jordan, his landlord evicted him from his main office in Colorado. His landlord is a GOP donor and was unhappy that Buck would not support the predator like Jim Jordan. Although Ken Buck voted against McCarthy and Jim Jordan, he did vote for Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson was the main architect of Trump's big lie scheme and exposes Buck's hypocrisy. Johnson believes that women who get abortions should go to jail and that there are no exceptions due to rape, incest, or the health of the mother. He thinks that January 6th was a legitimate protest. Most comments on Buck's social media in the days following his no vote on Jordan was harsh and profanity-laced. Republican voters in Colorado and around the country tore into the Ivy League poser and called his office relentlessly. Buck tried to play it off, but he could definitely see the writing on the wall. Buck had told some of his Colorado constituents that he had been looking for a way to exit Congress for a while. He has wanted to leave on his own terms, though. This appears to be his out.
Always have been disappointed with our inability in Congress to deal with major issues, and I'm also disappointed that the Republican Party continues to, rely on this lie that the 2020 election was stolen, and rely on the January 6th narrative and the political prisoners from January 6th and other things. If we're going to solve difficult problems, we've got to deal with some very unpleasant truths or lies, and make sure that we project to the public what the truth is.
Buck came across as righteously indignant when he was given his reasoning for not seeking re-election. He asserted correctly that the current Republican Party is ignoring facts while promoting the big lie, but he voted for the election and I as speaker. Ken Buck is not the victim in all this, no matter how sad and pathetic he tries to act. One can never forget about Ken Buck's voting record. Buck voted against all COVID relief for his district. He voted against the 2018 Farm Bill, even though his district is largely agricultural. He voted against veterans benefits and the child tax credit. Ken Buck was ruled by special interests who lined his pockets. Don't let Ken Buck fool you. He's not leaving Congress out of principle. He's proven time and time again that he's in it for the money.
Isn't Congress, the congressional Republicans now, the House at least, the party of Donald Trump?
Well, I think I'm in the Republican Party, and there are certainly people who are followers of Donald Trump.
But you're going to be leaving.
I'm going to be leaving Congress. I'm not going to be leaving the party, and I'm not going to be leaving my role in trying to talk truth to the public.
But what does this mean for those who remain in Congress?
Well, I think this election is going to be a critical election, both at the presidential level and in the House. And I think people in the House are going to have to make a decision on where they want to go with the values of the Republican Party.
He probably does see that the Republican Party is on the wrong track and is smart enough to know that it's time for him to move on to other things. Ken Buck is a complicit buffoon that voted to oust Kevin McCarthy. He, along with every other Republican, is responsible for the Mike Johnson disaster. Ken Buck isn't leaving Congress for any noble cause. He's out to make a profit, and that is a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.